I had to play that. Shout out to Cool Cat again. Welcome to Inside the Mind, episode 21. I'm here with a very, very good friend of mine who just joined the network like a month or two ago. Martina, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Mitch. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So, if you guys did not know, Inside the Mind was created by one of our members, Mac the Giants fan. He gave me the name. So basically, I get to interview everybody in the network on their YouTube journey and just everything in general. So I'm really looking forward to this. We got people in the chat. We got Wes, RB, Rob, Robert. We
Hey,
got a lot of
guys.
people. Daniel, yes, acknowledge. Why is Martina's name always first before mine? I just
Thank
gotta
you.
say that
Thank
every
you.
time.
Well, ladies first, Mitch. Ladies first. Come on now. Ladies
That's
first.
fair. That's fair. What
Thank
is up,
you.
Robert? How you
Money
doing? How you?
making Mitch, man. I like the sound of that.
A lot of people call me that. I kind of like it too. But you know what? I'm sure a lot of people want to know this before we actually get into the actual thing. How'd you become a Roman Reigns fan?
Oh, so it all began way back in whenever man, it's been a long time. It's been
Yeah,
either 2012 or 2014 when the Shield debuted. Was that
yeah.
2012?
I think it was 2012 or 2014, one of the two.
Yeah, whenever it was that they debuted, I remember that day. I'll never forget it. There's so many iconic wrestling moments, but I distinctly remember. I remember it was like the Wyatt Six, right? Like the
Yeah,
lights, flickered, and Rollins, Roman, and Ambrose just like decimate. They laid out everybody. Oh hey Nick, hey. Robert said it was 2012. Yes, they just decimated everyone. They put someone through a table. I don't even remember who it was, but I remember I'm looking and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I'm like, wait a minute, who is it? Who is it? And I knew. I was like, I could just tell. I knew that he was going to be huge. And while I did like the Shield, I was always just chomping at the bit for him to go out on his own because I just knew even when he was getting booed, even in the suffering succotash days, I knew I was like he has it if they just let him talk and take the brakes off and just let him talk and stop making him say these corny scripts. I knew I could see it. I've always been like that even as a kid when I was watching the rocks rise. I knew it. I can tell. I know a star when I see one.
yeah, yeah. Especially the time when he was getting booed out of the building, the Undertaker streak, that boo. Do you
Mhm.
remember that day? Like,
Oh
what was going
yes.
through your mind when everyone was booing him out the building?
Oh, absolutely. I remember that. I remember him getting booed then. I remember when he was getting booed when he won the Royal Rumble and The Rock
Yeah.
raised his hand. And I felt bad for him. I was like, he's handling it well. And let me just say, he handled it well because other people would have broken down in tears. Like would have probably fell out and needed some tissues. I'm not going to say any names, but some people who like to cry a lot, but he handled it. He improved. He made the adjustments he needed to make, and now he's our tribal chief.
Well, thank you to Martina for helping me see the light. Actually, helping me see the light. I was not like fully there, but I was like halfway. So I was like, shout out to Martina and everyone on the island of relevancy because I've so many people have followed me. Like it is
I
crazy. So yep, I really appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes,
Yep,
yes, yes,
Brooke,
yes.
Brooke.
Eh,
Hey, I
That's
got it
Brooke.
right again. I got it
And
right
you know
again.
what? I'll say our quarterback. I know, right? Our quarterback. And you know what? I'll say this. It's okay, Mitch. It's okay. I understand. Sometimes it takes time. That's okay. We're patient over here on the island of relevancy. We understand some people it takes a little bit longer. And you're not like this. Some people are in denial, and that's okay because we
Yeah.
know you're going to come around eventually. It's fine. Don't even worry
You mean
about it.
you
You're
mean
here
like
now.
Earl? You mean like Earl? He's
He's not
definitely
he's not the only one though. He is one, but he's not the only one. I'm not going to say he's the only one. There's a lot of hesitant people. It's okay. It's fine. We'll be here. Don't even worry about it.
Yep. All right. So let's get really into the interview. How'd you become a content creator? I know the story, but for the
Oh.
people that don't know.
Oh boy. Okay. So, honestly, I have okay, so there's so much to say about this. So the interesting thing is because I am like a third, fourth generation wrestling fan, my
Yeah.
family, my close friends, neighbors, we have always gathered around to watch wrestling. So before content creation was a thing, we were all sitting around cracking jokes, giving our own commentary about what's going on. And so I've always done that when watching pay-per-views back when they were called pay-per-views, now PLEs.
Yeah.
Um just that was something we always did. Gathering around wrestling has always brought us together. Like every pay-per-view was like a family reunion. You
Yeah.
know, uncles, cousins, like WrestleMania was like our Super Bowl. Like it's just always been such an integral part of my family, from grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, like any family member. I can't name a single family member that I'm close with that doesn't watch wrestling like that. So it's always been there. So around 2020, the pandemic,
Mhm.
is when I started live tweeting. Because like a lot of people, during that Thunderdome era, it was just such an odd time. But I started live tweeting, and it wasn't really gaining much traction. But I was like, well, I'm just going to tweet my thoughts into the void. I had like no followers. And not that I have the biggest following in the world, but I must say, y'all are loyal because I'm looking at the chat. Y'all are loyal. Thank you for being here. We are small but mighty and we're growing.
Mhm.
So thank you
Yeah.
for being here. So I say all that to say I started live tweeting and just making friends with people on Twitter and gaining mutuals. And I started seeing that there was like this growing wave of wrestling content creators. Um,
Mm.
it's I feel like there's been other genres, like we all know the makeup community and the commentary community and gaming communities, but wrestling I feel like is newer. Like I feel like only in the last few years has that really boomed. So I started seeing people. I'm like, wait, there are people who act like regular people, not like your Michael Coles and your Kayla Beckers. Like they're big time. I'm talking like regular people like me who just really
Yeah.
like watching wrestling, and they're like doing this for a living. They're doing this in you know, making a career of it. And I was like, that's what I want to do because I've been doing it for a long time. So now I'm gonna be more serious about it.
There you go. There you go. I love that. Seriously, and you show me some of your work. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, actually. But
Thank you.
just your energy and
Hey Tati.
positivity.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Tati's here. What is up,
Oh,
Tati?
thank
How
y'all
you
for joining
doing?
in.
Thank you,
Warms my heart.
Tati.
Thank y'all. Not
Tati, I
y'all
need
make
to get
have me cry like Cody.
you.
The support.
Aw.
Thank y'all for
I need to
me.
get Tati on this show. I need to get Tati on this show. I need to get Denise. There's a lot of people I have to get on this show. We're growing. Our sports is
That's right.
definitely growing throughout the last 5 6 months. So I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
Tati, me and you need to talk. We'll set this up. And yeah, what's your favorite part about being a content creator?
Definitely the community. Oh, hi Wesley. Hey.
Yeah.
Definitely the community. Just like now, like the chat, like you guys make it so enjoyable, and
Mm-hmm.
I really love I learned so much from other people. I've learned so much from you, Mitch. A lot of people, I see a lot of familiar faces and all familiar faces in the chat. I learned so much and you gain so much perspective because, when you're only in an echo chamber and everyone thinks like you don't really learn much. It's just everyone bouncing around the same ideas. But I love hearing different angles, different perspectives, people bringing in historical facts and things that I didn't even consider. So oh, hey, Robert. I really, really enjoy the community. And honestly, I will say it was about 2021, 2022. Like I said, I didn't even realize the wrestling community, the IWC, I didn't even know that was a thing until I started. I was like, wow, the wrestling community has a name. So
Yeah.
definitely the community.
Okay. Yeah, I love that too. And your least part.
Probably the Cody. I'm just playing. It's fine. It's fine. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I joke. I joke. I kid. I kid. I would probably say the people that just take it. Some people get way, way too seriously. Like this is
Yes.
entertainment. This is fun. And sometimes people forget that. I'll speak for myself when I am like critiquing a wrestler or someone in the wrestling community. I do understand that these are real people. I do understand that they're just doing their job. That's why I try to preface things. I understand there's a line between someone's character and the real life person. So Brooke says, no, 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 you're on the right track. Keep going. So she was talking about Cody. No, no, you're on the right track. So yeah, I try when I'm speaking, when I'm critiquing someone, I'm not like wishing ill will on that human being. It's just simply speaking of how they do their job, or at least how it's presented to us. So I would say the least part being the people that just get way too extra and too emotional. Like, let's just have fun here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's all we're about here at Hardcore Sports. And speaking of hardcore sports, how'd you become a member? Like, a lot of people don't know.
Funny you should ask.
Yeah,
So, back in 2022, um, is I was a part of another network, which was an excellent experience. I learned a lot from them. I have
yeah,
no ill will towards them or anything. They were excellent. I learned
right.
so much. I made a lot of mistakes. I still make mistakes. Not that I'm perfect by any means, but I have grown. I have grown. So I started with them and they were phenomenal. But it all began when I was on YouTube and Miss Tati pops up in my algorithm, and my eye really perked up because I had not seen any young women who looked like me who were talking about wrestling. So I
Right.
start watching her content. I thought it was awesome. I was like, wow, she really knows her stuff. She was consistent. I loved her content. I loved her presentation. I saw her chat was just fire, just like this one is. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, like that's fun. Like I've seen plenty of men and plenty of groups and plenty of we know the Wrestle Talks and the Fightfuls, but those are bigger networks. I had not seen just a normal regular girl like me that watches wrestling that had her own solo channel, and I was like, man, I should start taking mine more seriously because I started my channel back in like 21, 22, but I
Mhm.
got discouraged because I did not have a network. I did not have community. And
Yeah.
I was like, I felt like I was talking to the void. I'm like, no one is listening to me. I have like no followers and I just gave it up. But Tati really inspired me. I was like, wow, she's killing it and she knows her stuff. And I was in her chat chirping as I do. And she really inspired me. So I reached out to you, Big Oos, and
Ah,
the rest is history.
yeah, I knew that was it. And guys, she reached out via email. Via email. I never check the Hardcore Sports Network email. I never do. The one day I do, I see you. And I'm like, okay, let's set it up. Earl was involved, and the rest is history. Shout out to Earl,
Yes,
actually,
shout out
because
Earl.
because I asked him who I should interview next, and he goes Martina. He said you.
Thank you, Earl.
So
Thank you, Earl. I appreciate
Earl
that.
Earl
Thank you so
acknowledged
much.
you. So yep, shout out to Earl for that. And speaking of Earl, it is time to shout out some of our shows that we got coming up this week. So the Wrestling Experience, him and Sarah, the One Club, me and Martina, and believe me, me and Martina have too many shows together, including the Bloodline Effect, the Phenomenal Breakdown that is starting this Friday at 5. Me and Denise talk about her favorite AJ Styles. So that'll be a lot of fun. Don't forget about the watch along Bash in Berlin with Sarah, Martina, and Denise, and me. I'll be backstage as usual. So it's just like I'm the guy who's running the whole show. And
That's right.
football, the pick'ems every Wednesday, and it starts on my birthday. September
Ew.
4th, it starts on my birthday. So, hey, shout out to that. And you know what? Shout out to Earl
Okay.
for liking the Miz. I just gotta throw that out there. Shout out to Earl for liking the Miz. So there we go. And yep, Tati's laughing. What is up,
I'm
Spongy?
killing.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yes,
And
thank you.
yeah, and now, what's your favorite part about being involved in a hardcore sports network?
Oh man, I would say my favorite is getting to see and hear so many different um personality types, different walks of life,
Yeah.
different backgrounds, and seeing just like a shared passion. Hey Blaze, a shared passion for wrestling, a shared disdain for the same people. It's nice. It's you Martina and that Mitch guy. See things like that. Like everyone's so supportive here, and that
Yeah.
really warms my heart. Everyone I've have had nothing but great experiences. Everyone has been so supportive and so uplifting, and I just love that. I feel like here I it just feels good to have somebody actually really like validate that this is something that I'm good at because you can really doubt yourself, and there's always someone who's got more followers, more opportunities and you're like, well, I'm just a regular little person. I don't even have that many followers. So I just really
Yeah.
appreciate how supportive and encouraging everyone has been, even when I was doubting myself. Like, especially you. I have to give credit when it's due. I shout out to you, Mitch. You know, you've been
Mhm.
so encouraging and supportive and just and actually helpful. That I think that's a big thing. Not just saying like, "Go get him, Tiger," but actually like helpful and answering questions
Yeah.
and you know all
Pre-
that all the things.
Appreciate that. And guys, here's actually a funny story before we get on to the next question.
Oh Lord.
I was asking Martina if she wants like a guest for her bloodline effect, and she goes, "Thank you for volunteering." And I'm like, "Okay, so I guess I'm the guest." And then I was like, "Do you want a co-host?" And she was like, "Oh, thank you for volunteering." So I'm like, "Okay." And then one club, it's me too. I kind of volunteered for that one because I still have a lot of time to kill. So, yep.
Because what
So,
else would you want to do with your time than spend it with me? Like, come on now, come
right.
on now, come on.
Right. And actually, here's the my favorite question of them all. Shout out to Blaze for this one. Something that we may not know about you,
Ah, hmm.
other than
Oh
I'm the
boy.
favorite, but other than that,
Hmm. Something you might not know about me. Oh boy, this is a toughie. Hmm. Oh boy. I'm like sweating bullets. I'm like, dang, I can't really. Well, I'll tell you something that I
go
have
for
a
it.
performance background. I grew up doing theater and singing in church. I've been singing my whole life.
Oh wow.
And whenever I have the opportunity, I'm usually belting out some kind of song at the top of my lungs with my daughter, who is named Mariah Carey because I wanted to be Mariah Carey when I was growing up. There's a fun fact. And
I
my middle
love
name is
that.
Sade. I'm named after a singer. So music is just music and wrestling kind of tight, the performance,
Yeah.
media, all that.
Yeah, it's actually
Natural
great.
segue.
Yeah. And top five favorite wrestlers of all time.
Ooh, top five. Oh boy. Okay, so this is going to be in no particular order because I can't think that I'm not that good thinking on my feet. But top
Yeah.
five, Bret Hart.
Blaze wants to duet.
Let's get it.
All
Absolutely. Let's do it. Christmas album.
right.
Let's go. Let's get it.
There you go.
Uh, Sting, Bret Hart, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Ric Flair. I know it's
Really?
controversial. Yes,
Oh,
I know it's controversial. I know it's
okay.
controversial, but I'm gonna have to say Ric Flair because that dude has been around for such a long time, and without him, we wouldn't have Charlotte.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I thought you were going to say Cena, but no.
It's I don't have now. Wait a minute now. wait. Hold on now. Hold on. It's not that I don't like Cena because I do. He's an integral part of the business. Like he
Right.
carried the company on his back for a decade. I don't have anything
What?
against him at all. I just must say that during most of his era, I was in
Yeah.
school and I wasn't watching as regularly. Like I've
That
always
makes.
watched, but I have gone through periods where I'm watching like every single Raw and every single SmackDown, and then sometimes where I'm only watching PLE. So during undergrad, during grad school, I wasn't watching as much. So I know he is you know, integral to the business, but he isn't on my list because I did not watch as much of him as I watched the other people I named.
That is fair. That is fair. Because that's my greatest of all time. So I was like, yep. Flair is the greatest wrestler. Real world championships, not like now when they have two world champs in a company.
Oh man, the shade.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of Cena and Ric Flair, do you think Cena will break his record?
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
It's either that or have Cena win the IC title, which he never won.
Mm,
That's actually crazy to think
that is
about.
crazy.
Yeah, to have everything. So now this is the time where the chat gets to ask
Oh
Martina some
Lord,
questions.
not the
We'll
chat
all,
question.
we'll we'll only pick like one or two, but then yeah, 40
Wait,
minutes.
woo,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
40 minutes.
go Go back to that real quick, go back. Doing a meet and greet. Yes, 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 Tati. Yes, girl. I was looking at that earlier. Yes, yes, yes. I am so glad you pointed that out. But WrestleCade, yes, ma'am. I will be there. He is on my list. I was telling Nick this earlier. Sting and Bret Hart, I have to meet them before we lose them. I would love to meet Jim Ross too. He's there. Love me some JR. He's the voice of a generation. Yes, I am doing everything I can to be there.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, how's it
Hey,
going?
Brandon.
And no,
Hey.
no, Spongy, 2025 is his last year. It's his
He will.
last
He
year.
will
So,
soon.
so what's your favorite wrestling match you have seen live?
Oh boy. Oh man. Well, when you're saying favorite, I'm thinking I'm thinking most memorable. And
Yeah.
when I think of that, it's not that this was good, it's that it was terrifying. I will never, as long as I live, I will never forget that match with The Undertaker and Mick Foley, where he went off the cage 2, 3 times through the cage, teeth through his nose. Like, I will never forget that. That's like a core wrestling memory burned into my brain because I was terrified. And I'll never forget, like, my brother and I were watching, and as it got more and more graphic, my parents like pulled, they're like, okay, all right, that's enough, time for bed. So I don't, it's not that that one's my favorite, it's that that's the most memorable. Like, that one's etched in my brain, I'll never forget it.
So you know what mine is? It's actually the tag team match where Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth Rollins. I was there.
Oh,
So I'm like, I had to pick that one, the one Cody lost. So yeah, I'll pick that
right, that was a good
one.
choice, excellent
I'll pick
choice.
that one. And then you don't like my other one that was Sami Zayn, but I'm not going too much into that. All right.
Ooh, so many
Blaze wants to
questions.
know what's your favorite song to sing.
Anything by Whitney Houston, because I'm a millennial, and once again, burned in my brain. I'll never forget.
If,
One piece of,
if
I easy, easy. Now, this isn't necessarily memorabilia per se, but I made it into memorabilia.
yeah,
Back in the day when they had literal wrestling magazines,
yeah.
I would go through and, rip the pages, rip the pictures of The Rock out, all his milk ads. Remember back in the day when milk ads were a thing,
Yeah.
and put them in like the sheet protectors and put them in a binder. I still have those in the garage. And if the house was on fire, I'm grabbing like my kid and my phone and my keyboard in that folder because I've had it for umpteen years. Very special to
Yeah.
me.
First Roman Reigns promo from the last 4 years that pops into your mind.
The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everyone. Can't no
Yeah.
man knock me out. I know that
I-
one backwards and
Verbatim.
forwards.
I think we all know
Absolutely.
that one. I think we all
Yes.
know that one.
This is my company. This is my camera. I'm tired of being humble. Yes,
uh,
that one.
yeah. Whitney, he loved Whitney, so there you go.
Look,
But
rest in peace. She should not be dead. What a shame.
yeah. So guys, we're looking to close out. Oh, we got one more. Favorite concert you've been to?
Favorite concert. Hmm. I think I'm gonna have to go with. Oh gosh, I'm like going down memory lane here. I'll probably have to say Usher. He gives an amazing concert.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So really quick, guys, before we close out, I always ask the person who I'm interviewing who should be next on this in this show. We got Tati, we got Denise, we got Uncle Todd, and we got London. So we got out of those four. We got more,
Um,
but I always like to pick four.
I'm sorry, Mitch. I got distracted by the opportunity for Cody slander, and it's very difficult for me to pass that up.
Go for
So
it.
do we have enough time for me to answer this one?
Yes.
Why is Cody Rhodes a better champion than Roman? Sorry, I had to. Well, first of all, this is false. So I would never. Nice try. I would never. I would never admit to such. If you ever hear me say like Cody Rhodes is a good champion, call the police because something is terribly wrong. I would never tell such a whopping lie. Never. And what Brooke said here, that's my second favorite promo, by the way. That you ever
Yeah.
won that one? Have you ever been in the main event of WrestleMania before? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my second favorite.
Uh,
Blaze is laughing at me. So I'm so sorry. I got off topic, but I just could not resist. It's too easy. It's too easy.
that's a lie.
She said that's a
Denise has my vote because of her evil laugh. I'll put it on a community tab probably tomorrow. Cody Rhodes is not better than Joe Hendry. Let's just stop with that.
oh no, no, no. Wait a minute now. The Twitter authorities for this man.
Yeah, I got a lot of people upset on my tweet. So,
Oh man.
including that guy. Where are your Twitter's authorities for this man? All
We
right.
need a Twitter. I'm sorry.
So,
Can you repeat the
yeah,
options for who to tag
I got it.
next?
Tati, Denise, Uncle Todd, or London?
I'm definitely going to tag in Tati because I wouldn't be here without Tati. Without
Okay.
me, without her, you would not have me here. Tati, everyone, can we get play, Tati? I'm very grateful for you. Very grateful for you. If you're not following her, like, what are you even doing? Go follow her. Go subscribe. Mitch too. Hardcore Sports Network. If the
Mhm.
people that you see in the chat with a wrench in blue, go follow them. Like, subscribe, follow, smash the like button, follow all the things on all
Yep.
platforms. Like
All
Blaze said,
good. So,
Tati, Tati.
all right, Tati, we'll start the communication process and then I'll ask you to be on the show. So, with that being
Yes.
said, guys, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Very, very good show. I learned a lot about Martina, even though I already knew most of it. So, it's just like,
But you learned one new fact though, right?
yeah, I did. I
Yes,
did.
yes.
All right. So, she's on board. Of Oh, the Cody disrespect is real.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yes. Thank you,
there we
Blaze.
go.
Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the support. It means a lot to see familiar faces. Thank you all so much for being here. I know everyone says that, but I really mean it because I do not have a large following, but you guys are loyal and that's all I can ask for. So thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Sing us
And
out, Martina. Not this time. Not this time. That's
one
another story.
last thing before we head out. Just make sure you guys tune in on Bash in Berlin with Sarah, Martina, and Denise. It's gonna be just them three. I'll be backstage running the whole stream, so make sure you guys do that as well. Football's coming up. We got the Pick'ems, the Sunday morning show, everything. And with that being said, guys, don't be Cody Rhodes. And yeah, we are out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.